Okay, so we've got General Ling versus General Tao, but I can't build any units, so that means we're not building anything from the Command Center, Supply Center, Barracks, War Factory, or Airfield. Now, any supply trucks that spawn from supply centers are fair game, and any rangers that spawn from destroyed US buildings are considered fair game too. Okay, so now that's out of the way, on with the battle. So we just got our power plant finished. Now we want to get a supply center so then we can get the resource gathering on the go. We're only going to need the one supply truck for the time being. Since we're not building any units, it means that the spendage is going to be way down compared to playing normally. Next up, we want to get a barracks. Now with the barracks, we can get the flashbang upgrade, we can get the capture upgrade, and we can also build base defenses. So that's the weird thing about Ling's tech tree, is you actually need a barracks to build base defenses. So now we're going to build a tunnel network next. So tunnel network, there's a few reasons why we want that at our main base. First off, the rocket troops that come from them. Again, that's not me building them from the barracks, so that is fair game, by the way. We've got the tunnel. We can use the dozers to spawn in from whichever tunnel we want. It just cuts down on travel time. Those rocket troops as well are good defense and offense, depending on which way you want to use them. Right now we're using them to destroy our own power plant. Now we want to do that so then we can get the two rangers that spawn from it. And like I said before, rangers that spawn from US buildings are fair game here. And yeah, we want to use those rangers to capture the oil derricks. So now we're going to get a quick capture on the oil derricks. Money situation won't be too bad. Now, with the resource gathering side of things, I know I did say we need the one truck, but one truck might not be enough for like the long game. That's why we're going for quick captures on the oil derricks. Yep, so now we got a Gatling cannon, and that's within range of the Nuke cannon as well, so we're able to take that out. So this is the dozer journey strategy, that's what I'm calling this. It's very similar to the method that I used to beat Tao with General Fei and General Kwai, except this time around we actually have access to bunkers and tunnel networks. So playing as Fei and Kwai, we can only really use the Gatling cannons to defend ourselves. Now, since we got rocket troops in the mix, it means we're going to do a lot more damage for when we do defend ourselves.
I built for China.
Oh, General, I would not capture that oil.
Yep, so I'm pretty happy with my defense there. I'm moving on to the next stage. So next stage of the game is I want to build some defense near the nuclear missile and the two reactors nearby. Now, this video was done before the Kwai version of this challenge. So in the Kwai version, I would actually build a war factory next to the first line of defenses I made. The war factory in that scenario was used to be, I used it to be a meat shield against some of those battle masters, but again, I hadn't thought of it at that point in time. But yeah, no biggie, the Gatling cannons, tunnel network, and the bunker with rocket troops inside is a very solid defense anyway, even without the extra meat shield from the war factory.
Anybody home?
Wow, 2 nukes. Oh, I am pleased.
Yep, so now that we've got the Gatling cannon, we're going for another tunnel network. So this is one of the other differences between Kwai, Fei, and Leang, is that we're going to utilize those rocket troops as well as the tunnel itself to help deal with the nuclear missile. And because we got the tunnel back at the main base, it's going to cut down on that travel time with the dozer, so I can get to building whatever I want that little bit sooner. And we've got our ranger flashbang in the buildings. We're just trying to get those general points up as fast as possible here. So that's the point of the dozer journey strategy is we want to get to rank 3 ASAP, so then we can do the artillery strike on Tao's propaganda center later on. Nearly forgot the name of it. So the propaganda center for this battle is crucial because Tao needs it to build his nuke cannons and his overlords. We want to make sure that he doesn't build any overlords or nuke cannons, otherwise there's going to be a complete disaster for me. Even with the rocket troops and the other kinds of base defenses that I've got available, the nuke cannons are still a very big threat, in the sense that I can't exactly stop it. If you were like dealing with like Scud launchers, for example, you could deal with it because like the Gatling cannons and like Patriots and stuff like that could actually shoot the missiles down before they actually hit you. So yeah, now the next part of the journey is we're on that mountain and we're building more Gatling cannons. And the reason why we're doing that is because if you're in that spot, it actually triggers Tau into sending a couple of helixes your way, and we're just gonna use the Gatling cannons to shoot down the helixes, and after that Tau will send another lot of 2 helixes. So you're gonna kill off 4 helixes and you're gonna get a lot of general points out of it as a result.
Our land must be preserved. Watch your step.
The glow. The wonderful glow. Can you not see it, General?
Construction built to spec. I built for China.
Unit lost.
Rally point confirmed. We will live in prosperity.
5 nukes. Maybe you want me to send you a clean pair of shorts now, huh?
Yep, so now we got the first 2 helixes out of the way. We're just going to do a little bit of repair work on those Gatling cannons while we can. Now, I did lose a whole bunch of units back at main base. The Battlemaster took out 2 of my oil derricks, and you would think that I'd be more worried about that, but I'm not, because we're sitting on 20 grand right now, and 20 grand is going to be a lot of money to play with in this sort of challenge. And I also noticed that I hadn't filled up that bunker with units yet, so not the best choice on my part. And we did get that rank 3, we got it right at the 9-minute mark. We're going to use a level 1 artillery on the propaganda center. Now level 1 artillery is enough to deal with the prop center, because the prop centers aren't the strongest of buildings. So it's going to be pretty easy work for level 1 artillery.
Oh, get out of my base, General. I will not ask you twice.
Yep, and just like that, no more overlords and no more nuke cannons. It's going to be easy work from here on out. I do want to get a little bit more defense going at the main base, because I wasn't entirely sure if my defense at the front line was going to hold or not, even against Battlemasters. See, some of those nuclear missiles can hit you in the worst spot, and one place it can hit is the front line. And if I lose my front line, then it means I got to rely on some sort of backup to get me by.
Your base will glow like the sun.
Construction is complete. China has been generous. Nice location.
Yep, so since we got the War Factory going for that chain gun upgrade, that's really going to help out those Gatling cannons. Also going for an airfield, so with General Leang the tech tree's a bit different. So you need a War Factory and an airfield in order to build super weapons. Now, no tech building, because the super weapons themselves act as a tech building. So what we want to do is we want to build the super weapons in order to be able to obtain those upgrades later on. if it's going to be useful to us in that battle.
Plan, General.
Chain gun upgrade is complete.
Your weapons are no match for my power.
Need a point, man? Rally point confirmed. Anybody home? Hold it right there.
Building is
On the go.
complete.
Yeah, I was really trying to go for that flashbang on the garrison building, but just bad timing there, unfortunately for me. So I did lose one of my Vet 3s. Now I got one Gatling cannon up, just to act as some form of defense, because I wanted to get a Scud Storm up as fast as I could. So the Scud Storm, reason why I went for that over nuclear missile and the particle cannon is in the fact that it doesn't require any power in order to have it. See, the nuclear missile and the particle cannon, they require 10 power to use it.
Can you not see it, General?
And yeah, unfortunately for me, I did lose my position on the mountain, so it does mean that I'm going to be relying on my main base to defend myself from future attacks here. So it could be, it could be okay. It's just one of those iffy situations. And once again, I tried to send the ranger to flashbang the building. This time, I barely survived that one.
It looks like
See, the flashbanging of the garrison building, it's not the most essential thing that I need to do, but I figured to myself, well, if we're going to be sending like any general power planes later on, then we're going to make sure that we got as little resistance as possible from General Tower.
I hope your radar isn't
And
down,
yeah,
General.
judging by how things are going, I thought to myself, well, I'm probably going to lose my position to the north as well. Not that it really matters by this point, because we did take out the nuclear missile and the 2 reactors. So that part isn't going to be a problem.
Surrender. Or do you want the bombing to continue? You call that a super weapon, General? It breaks like a toy.
We have AP rockets now.
Yep, so here comes Scudstorm number 2, and yeah, here comes the first nuclear missile. So the first nuclear missile always goes for your northern resources, every time. So with that, it's always best to either have nothing there or to sell off whatever you got before the nuclear missile hits. That way you're not losing too much in money. And yeah, I'm slowly losing my defense at the front line. So now we're getting to that point where I really do need to either reinforce my defense on the front line or bolster my defense at the main base to help get me through this. I gotta survive another few minutes before my first Scudstorm is ready. We did take out one of his war factories, so that is going to slow down some of those attacks from his vehicles. See, with General Tao, he's not going to be able to rebuild any of his stuff because he doesn't have any dozers. And the war factories are the key component here. Once you get rid of those battle masters, then he's pretty much fair game. The helixes can be a bit of a threat too, but only if you don't have any anti-air.
Let's get in there.
We have big plans. I built for giants.
You are losing this war, General.
Yeah, I made the choice to try and go in for some repair work. And yeah, again, another case of bad timing. Because
Of course.
those 2 battle masters really would have taken out my dozer if I had left him there.
Yes.
So yeah, I made the long journey back to main base.
Location.
Surprisingly, the Gatling cannon stayed intact, and the tunnel turned into a GLA hole, which means that it'll go back to full health later on. So good news all round.
Melt! Everything must melt!
Building construction has been completed.
Let's build.
General,
You better bring a lot of sunblock with you, General.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with my defense by this point, which is why I built another Scud Storm. And I did notice the Battle Master from before they got past. I was actually confident in my Gatling cannon being able to reach it. And as for the Scud Storm, just another case of bad timing. So we cancelled out. We got our base defenses to handle that one. And then we just try and move on to the next thing. I was like, okay, well, let's just build some more defense up to the right whilst we wait on the Battle Master to go. More defense can't hurt here. Even though we are going to be scudding tower very, very soon here.
We will live in prosperity. Building looks promising.
Yep, so now I lost my front line of defense, so got to rely on the main base now to defend myself. And yeah, Scud Storm coming in, pretty obvious my choice going to be that War Factory. I probably could have aimed the Scud Storm a little bit off to the left. I might have been able to do more damage to the airfield that way, but in any case, War Factory will be out of the picture, no more vehicles.
Think of such a thing.
Congratulations, Jack. You have been promoted.
And yeah, rank 5, carpet bomb, spec the gunship. And I was thinking, really was thinking about, do I go level 3 artillery or do I go with sneak attack? See, with sneak attack, I can do like a bunch of tunnels. So I could do tunnel spam, get a bunch of rocket troops, and then use a sneak attack inside Tau's base, and that would be easy work for those guys to get through Tau's stuff. You know, spec the gunship, taking out that airfield, and now it's just the 2 barracks to the left. So using the other Scud Storm, take out the barracks, and we still got that carpet bomb and artillery strike that we can use too, which we use it on the other barracks, and that just means he's got 4 nuclear missiles plus 1 command center that can do artillery strikes on us.
Be careful, General. These nuclear depots tend to leak. How you expect to fight this, General?
Shh! I hear me saying there, maybe near.
Unit lost.
The tunnels will
Warning,
protect us.
a nuclear missile has been launched.
Quick, run for shelter.
Your weapons are no match for my power.
Search and destroy. Rally point confirmed. Always prepared.
Unit lost.
Time to put on your lead underwear. Melt! Everything must melt!
Let's build.
And yeah, after all of that, we have taken quite a beating here, but good news is there's going to be no more units attacking our main base, and we can move on to rebuilding our airfield, because we do need the airfield in order to build super weapons, and we can just repair whatever damage was done by this point. Do have another 2 Scud Storms on the way here that can do a lot of damage to General Tower, depending on where we aim them. But yeah, instead of like doing repair work on the Scud Storms of the War Factory, we're just going to go straight into building our next super weapon. Because yeah, like I said before, he's not going to send any more units after us, so there's going to be no real need for us to do any repair work. Unless he was to nuke our main base, but as you can see, his next super weapon timer is less than 8 minutes away. So if we just play our cards right, we could do what, like, well, based on our current Scud Storms, we could do 4 Scud Storms on General Tower by the time he gets his next nuke off. And yeah, with 4 Scud Storms, you can do a lot of damage. You could probably send him offline as well. And that's not even factoring in the general powers involved too. And it has actually been a while for me, so I don't actually remember all the details of where I aimed which Scud Storm. So let's see. I'm guessing I used Spectre gunship. Yeah, I would. That is a good call. Getting rid of that Gatling cannon, so then I can sneak attack where the command center is.
What's the status?
Our Scud Storm is ready, General.
Clear the area.
This is only the beginning, General. The beginning of the end.
Yep, that looks about right. Okay, so Scud Storm number 1. Yeah, I figured I'd be going for reactors.
Our Scud Storm has
And it
been
is actually a very good spot to aim at in this case. I don't exactly have a good spot to use the sneak attack yet, so I'm gonna have to wait on the map to get revealed. That is one of the downsides to playing as General Leang, is you don't have a lot of good options when it comes to revealing the map. Like with US, you can use the magnifying glass, which reveals everything that's an enemy. And China, you got the internet center if you get the second upgrade, which reveals the enemies on the map. The first upgrade just reveals command centers. And yeah, next Scud Storm, again, pretty good target using them on the reactors there. So we could very well send him offline here, because he still has 4 nukes in the game. 4 nukes in the game, that's 40 power, and then you factor in the number of Gatling cannons and that speaker tower as well that he's got. So he's going to go offline very soon. Okay, so that makes sense. Artillery on the reactor, then we can sneak attack and get our guys in. But that tank hunter was kind of bugging me, so I did want to send in a couple to deal with that first before we commit to dealing with the command center.
Weapons are no match for my power.
Always prepared.
And yeah, not even
Take it from here.
bothering going for destruction. I wanted to go for the capture there, and I forgot about the overlords. So yeah, that didn't go well for me.
Need a point, man?
China has been generous. No problem.
Melt! Everything must melt!
I know just what it needs. Where do you want these? Where is the nearest depot?
Sorry for the delay, General. Just gathering my forces.
Supply truck here. We will get more supplies.
The glow! The wonderful glow! Can you not see it, General?
So yeah, since I decided to carpet bomb the command center, I thought to myself, well, no point going for a sneak attack now because the overlords are going to get me anyway. So we might as well kill off the command center, then we can move on to the next build.
Get away from my
We also got the
supplies,
3
General.
Scud Storms that are a couple of minutes away as well, so even if the general powers don't do the work, we can just Scud Storm it later. So we pretty much have this game
Looks like a
all set now.
nuclear
It's
leader
just
this
a
here,
waiting game
General.
on the general powers and the super weapons.
Cleared for engagement.
So that is how I beat General Tao with General Leang without building any units. Now if you enjoyed this one, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do have a playlist if you want to check out any more challenges like this one that are much harder than this one as well. Anyways, I'll see you later. Bye.
We are victorious.
Another moment, and I would have reduced you to dust.